All right. Episode 5 of Flipping the House in Round Rock. We are on day 60, and I'm excited to give you pretty much this detailed full breakdown of how everything's pretty much been going, like how everything's been. I wanted to take on a challenge in around April or so. Wanted to buy a property and do a flip in an area that I don't live in. So me and Ian said, hey, this was a really good deal, so we wanted to take it on. So if you haven't seen the other episodes, go back and watch them, you'll see. So right now is day 60, and we just completed it. We just took MLS photos to get it ready to be listed. We just submitted it to be listed on the MLS right now for the exact same price as we anticipated the day that we bought it, at $345,000. So there was a couple different questions that I was getting asked by some people whenever we were, telling a couple friends and stuff that we were going to buy it. One, the rehab was supposed to be about $65,000. The foundation was messed up. We don't live close to it, and a couple of our buddies that we were going to ask to do the rehab, they said they were too busy and they couldn't go that far. So I took upon myself to do the challenge of flipping a house in an area where I don't have anyone to help me, so I had to find contractors. How do we do this fast? Typically I like to buy, get it done in 40, 60 days, sell it within 100 days. That's typically how I like to plan it. So I was looking at this home, and one thing really shined a light on me was the age. I mean, it's 1986, so it's not an old house, brick home. It's, things can't be that messed up, right? So then looking at the ARV, $345,000, and then looking at the numbers, all I really had to do was look at the photos, and it was a no-brainer. So with only looking at pictures, we bought it. So day 0 when we bought it, we still haven't even been to the property yet. So day 1 is when we first went to the property and put eyes on the property to kind of figure out what it is that we were going to do to plan this rehab. So my strategy was day 1 when we get there, from the time that we park, walk up to the house, I'm going to write things down that I see that need to be replaced, repaired, and look better, so that it could look like the ARV comp. So it could look like the competition that sold at the price that we want it to sell for. So anything outside of that, anything under that, we didn't do, because the goal is to sell it for the same price that the ARV comps showed. So the only way to sell it for the same price is to provide the same product. So when we got to the house, it just looks sad. Okay, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to break down the numbers really fast so you guys can see what it is that we paid for it, what we did, and so you can have a better understanding of this as well. So let's take a look at this real fast. So cost. So let's take a look at these numbers really quick so that you guys can have a better understanding of what the cost was, so you guys can see why I'm predicting so much profit and how I was able to analyze this deal, buy it, fix it, and now we just put it on the market. In the next episode will be us getting an offer, getting ready to close. So if it doesn't sell for the price that I'm showing right now, then this would be a big old joke. So this is us live in the flesh, doing it live, listing this home. It'll be on my Instagram tomorrow, the link of Zillow, whatever. So here's the price breakdown, right? So we bought the home for $190,000. My buddy Devin wholesaled this property to us. He got it at $185,000, so he made a $5,000 assignment fee selling it to us for $190,000. The rehab cost, I knew it was going to be anywhere between $30,000, $35,000. Now everybody else was telling me, and everything, all the proof was showing that it was going to be $60,000 or $65,000. Now I know, because I have a bunch of experience in doing a lot of GC work, that I can get this at $30,000. So me and Ian were the GCs for this project. And what's cool about this is that we only went to this property once a week. for 6 weeks. So when you schedule these jobs out and you go check on it once a week to make sure it's on time, good quality, you can get your projects done. So purchase price $190, we got it done for about $35,000. So all in, max all in cost $225,000. We are going to list this house today. We listed the home for $345,000. Now, because I know how to negotiate, because I know what I'm doing when I'm listing homes on the MLS, typically realtor fees and closing costs altogether is between 4 and 5% for us. Okay, so whenever we close, when we get an offer, if we get an offer for list price, the realtor fees and closing costs will be between $13,000 and $17,000, which means that we will gross anywhere from $327,000 to $331,000. And remember, we're all in for $225,000. So at the end of the closing on the HUD statement, it's going to say that we net between $102,000 and $106,000. I'll go through this breakdown real fast. What this breakdown means right here is we list the price for $345,000. When we get an offer and it's going to go to closing, the realtor fees and closing costs are going to be between $13,000 and $17,000, which means after that, gross profit $327,000 to $331,000. Our all-in cost, purchase price and rehab, is $225,000. So you take the gross profit minus your rehab and purchase price, and that's how you come up with the $104,000 approximate net profit on this deal. So in the next 30-45 days, we'll see if this plan goes all the way through. So now I'm going to go through what we looked at, what we saw whenever we first got to the property. So I'm going to go and dissect pretty much what we did to the house to get it to list for this price, to, you know, how we did this rehab. So I'll go through that right now. When we first got to the property, all the plants, all the grass, yard work, concrete, the home looks sad, right? So the sidewalk was all broken. There was a huge tree stump in the front yard. The home looked sad. It looked abandoned, basically. So walking up to the property, we knew that we were going to have to fix that concrete, you know, take out that tree stump. And we knew that the home had some severe, major foundation issues. So that was already in the back of my head. Seeing how the concrete sidewalk was already damaged when we were going to the property, maybe true, maybe not true, but I thought that maybe the tree stump maybe had an effect on the foundation because the sidewalk was so destroyed. So after we went into the house, first thing we did was we went straight to the garage, and there was mold all over the walls. In the ceiling there was wet, rotten wood. It looked like water damage. So there was an air conditioning unit in the garage also. They had like a doggy daycare at this house, so they had the pets in the garage. But there was mold in there, and there was like water damage in the ceiling. We knew we were gonna have to replace and repair that, fix the mold, get rid of that air conditioning unit, and then we went on to the inside of the property. So typically, well, in this situation, the inside of the property looked pretty good when you're talking about doing a fix and flip. You know, it was in good condition. Of course, the floor in the living room was like exploded from the foundation, pushing up through the living room floor. So the plank was already busted open. When we took off the floor, there was tile under there. So whoever did the floor put the laminate floor on top of the tile. So we replaced all that. Inside of the living room also, the family had a doggy door inside of the living room. So they drilled a huge hole in the living room and had a doggy door. We replaced that. And so looking around the house, it didn't look too messed up. So good green lights, good signals were popping in my brain, like, okay, when I was looking at these pictures, this is going to be a pretty good deal. Now, when we got to the house, there was a little bit of plumbing issues in the kitchen, under the sink, a little bit of drippage. Kitchen looked pretty good. There was some doggy scratches on the baseboard, some dog scratches all over the floors. They had dogs there all the time, so that's an easy fix too. Now the cabinets were in pretty good shape. Now they were a little bit crooked and they're a little bit older, but they were in good enough shape to save them. So I knew I'd be able to save on cost on that. And the countertops look great too, so we saved those as well. The dishwasher was destroyed, so we bought a new dishwasher and we changed the backsplash and put a nice little new black backsplash on the house. And going into the bedrooms now, the bedrooms looked really good. Of course, new floors, new paint, new baseboards, and it makes it look like new. Now, going into the bathrooms looked pretty sad. The light fixtures were, you know, dim. It was dark. All over the house, it was dark. So in the bathrooms, countertops looked good. Bathrooms, the shower was kind of ugly and kind of moldy. So we replaced the shower tile, put new shower tile, put new shower fixtures up there, and we put some modern light fixtures to brighten up the room to make it look a lot better, a lot brighter, so you know you feel better going in there. Both the toilets were broken, so we replaced those with some new toilets. And then after we looked at the bathroom and saw, okay, we're gonna have to do some new bathrooms, cool, no problem. We went to the backyard, and there was rotten wood on the siding. There was a lot of damage on the siding, chipped and you know, rotted, soggy wood. So replacing that and repairing that is not too much of a big deal. It looks like a big deal, but it's really cheap. After we fixed it and repaired it, we painted it. So it went from a really sad gray to a really nice dark blue, and we repainted the white to make it look really, really nice. Going back inside of the house, there was holes all over the wall. The foundation, they had cracks in the ceiling, some cracks in the wall. But overall, when looking at this project, because we got it so deep, so if ARV is $345 and we have it at $190, I mean, we're talking about $150,000 spread. Even if it was a $50,000 rehab, which we've done $50,000 rehabs and it was way more intense than this, we were still going to make profit. So I knew it was going to be a good deal. In the dining area, just light fixture change. And so overall, the main intention with this house was to match the comps. So brand new floors throughout the house, fresh paint, make it look modern, all new light fixtures, and make the home look brighter. So right now, nowadays, especially in this Austin area, people like those light wood floors. They like black and modern light fixtures, and they like a nice, fun color of the home. Then me and Ian, on the final, like about 4 or 5 days ago, we went out there, put some sweat equity in the home, and did the front yard landscape ourselves. Who knows, it didn't turn out to be the perfect job, but we wanted to do it ourselves and feel like we really, really earned this one. So to kind of recap this, guys, don't be scared, right? You know, this project, we didn't live close to it, didn't use any contractors we knew. What I did was by each trade of the project that I needed to get done for this house, I focused on that trade and found 5, 6, 7 guys and had them all show up at the same time and was like, let me see the photos of your work. When can you start? What's your prices? And I was making them compete for the job. And one by one in order, I was scheduling them back to back to back to back so that they can come, get it done. I show up the next week. It looks good. We pay them. Next person. Looks good. We pay them. Next person. So now that the project's done, I'll show you guys some photos of the final product so that you guys can see what it looks like now versus what it did look like. And so I hope you guys like the video. Next video is going to be hopefully us getting an offer, selling the property, and on to the next. We just closed on a property in Lake Highlands in Dallas, which is closer, 10 minutes away. So that's going to be a fun one. We're adding some rooms. So guys, if you like this video, like and subscribe. There are going to be some photos of the final product of the home right after this. So show some love to your boy. I'm trying to get into this YouTube stuff. I love fixing homes. I love real estate. And I love taking you guys along the journey with me. Thanks, guys.